Today we're going to be doing lesson 47, which is writing the equation of a line. So there's a quick do now, that's 2 questions for you to complete. So take a minute, pause the video, and complete those do now questions. All right, so if we take a look at what is the equation of a line in slope-intercept form, it's that general formula that we have, which is y equals mx plus b. So then if I asked you to write an equation of a line with a slope of -2 and a y-intercept of 5, well, we know we're always using that y equals mx plus b format. Where our slope is -2, and we know slope is our m value. And our y-intercept is 5, and we know our y-intercept is our b value. So then the equation would be y equals, instead of m, I put my -2. Then I have my x. And instead of b, I put my +5. And there's my equation. So today we're going to be using that concept to help us write the equation of a line when we're given a graph here. So we know that the 2 things that we need when we're writing the equation of the line are our slope and our y-intercept. So that's going to be what we're going to use to get our equation. So the first step is we are going to find the y-intercept, or our b value. And we know our y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. So I'm going to highlight my y-axis. I'm going to look, where does the line cross it? And it's here at 1, 2, 3, 4. So my b value is 4. Then next we're going to find the slope. And remember, when we're looking at slope of a graph, we're doing our formula, m equals rise over run. So we always pick 2 points on the graph, and they're 2 points that line up perfectly at little corners. So I'm going to use my y-intercept, and I'm also going to use this point here at 3, 2. So we need to figure out, how do I get from the one point to the next? Well, here I'm going to go up 2. Then I'm going to go to the left 3. And since I'm going up 2, that means I have a +2. Left 3 would give me a -3. So my slope is then a positive over a negative gives me a -2 over 3. So we found our slope, we found our y-intercept, we have the 2 things we need. Finally, we're going to substitute my m and my b into the y equals mx plus b formula. And here I would have y equals my m is -2/3, x, and then my b is a +4. So that's my equation of the line graphed here. All right, now let's look at this example here. We're going to follow the same steps. So first, we're going to find our y-intercept. Or b value. So we're going to look at our y-axis here and see where does it hit the y-axis. And this is at 4. Then next, we have to find the slope. And remember, my slope is m equals rise over run. So we're going to pick 2 points. So I'm going to pick this point, and I'll pick this one here. How do I go from here to here? Now, this is something that we need to be a little bit careful about, because if we notice, the scale in my diagram is not going by ones, it's going by twos. So when I go up 1 box, it really means I'm going 2 spaces. So to go from here to here, I go 2, 4. So I go up 4 for my rise. Then I go to the right, and here I'm going to the right. It goes from 0 to -2, so I go to the right 2. So up 4 is a +4. And then right 2 is a +2. So my slope then equals 4 divided by 2, which is just 2. So I have my y-intercept, I have my slope. The last is to substitute into y equals mx plus b. So that would give me y equals, instead of m, I have 2x, and instead of b, I have my +4. So that's my equation of my line there. All right, now I'd like you to take a minute, pause the video, and do examples 2 and 3, and then come back to check your answers. So if we take a look at example 2, first thing we're going to do is we're going to we found our y-intercept, which gave us b equals -3. Then we went over and we found our slope. So I used those 2 points that they gave us. And our slope is rise over run. So I went up 3. And then I went to the right 2. Up 3 is a +3. Right 2 is a +2. So I end up with a slope of 3 over 2. And then my last step was to substitute into y equals mx plus b. And I got y equals 3 over 2 x. And my b was -3. Then we did the same steps for example 3. First thing I did was I found my y-intercept, which here was at 0. Then I found my slope. So I figured out, how do I go from here to here? So I went down 2 for my rise over run. And then I went to the right 2. Going down 2 was a -2, and right 2 was a +2. -2 divided by 2 gave me a -1. Then finally, I substituted my values. Y equals mx plus b. And I got y equals -1x, and then my b is +0. Now there are a couple different ways that we could write this. Y equals -1x plus 0 is correct. Y equals, instead of -1x, the -1 could really just be invisible, so you could just put -x plus 0. And then, do we really even need the 0? No, we could just write it as y equals -x. So just a couple different ways to think about this. All right. So then here, we're going to be doing a gallery walk. So there are going to be pictures posted around the room for you to go to and determine the slope, the y-intercept, and then write the equation of the line. The pictures are all numbered for you, and they are also posted on the next page. So you could really just use the next page, do question number 1, find your slope, find your y-intercept, record it in question number 1 here, and then write the equation of the line using your slope and your y-intercept. So just more examples using your slope and your y-intercept. And then finally, your practice worksheet that will be for homework is right here listed with each graph that you need to write the equation of the line. So you can use your steps, find your slope, find your y-intercept, and then write the equation of the line. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me or comment on this video.